And then there were four. And the Leafs did what in game 7? Oh boy. We're going to talk about this. We'll talk about round 3. We'll talk about the Knights sucking in 2 nights that we absolutely love. And a new lease for San Jose. And more that we forgot, like the Utah Mammoth logo and such. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Welcome to Sunday Shark Bites on Teal Town, USA. And we say hello to you. It is Sunday night, May 18th, 2025. And if we want to be a part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world, and especially in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. You can follow us on the socials, all right there for you to consume, including Blue Sky. Of course, you can find everything at tealtownusa.com. And if you want to support the pod, please do so. You can Venmo us at tealtownusa. Good evening to you, Mr. Ian. Oh man, we're in Barracuda mode. Oh god. Okay, that's better. We're, that was like Barracuda 10 years ago. Ian, how are you, my friend?
This nasty cry.
What's that?
Sorry. Sharks last.
Oh, come on.
All right. Yeah, I can do that. Can we get a drink here?
You know what? I want to send love to our friends at SDPN. Of course, Steve Dangle, currently having like 35,000 people watching him just have everybody drink his tears, I think is what he called it. But that's a tough part about doing a live watch along, is because when your team just decides not to show up for the second consecutive home playoff game. My God, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they should probably run it back just one more time, right? Just for an even 10 years. Just to make it an even decade, run it back one more time. This year will be different, I promise.
Yes. I mean, kudos to them. They got within. I mean, they got within one game of the conference final, so there would be, promising there, of course.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and like this isn't something that we should be unfamiliar with, because I feel like we've watched playoff series where where we've seen just how quickly a series can turn on its head, right? Like this, you go back a week ago, and this team was moments away from being up 3-0 in this series,
right?
and then
I mean, they were up 3-1.
Yeah,
They were up 3-1 in like early second period of game 3, and heck, they were in overtime and were so close.
I don't know, man. I feel bad because like it sucks, right? I mean,
Right.
if you look at like what Toronto did, like they did everything right. Like this is supposed, like, you know what I mean? Like they crashed out, they tanked. They've got I mean, if you look at all the players drafted first overall, there's only one player better than Austin Matthews in that list, and that's Connor McDavid.
Right.
Austin Matthews is better than the rest of them. So I mean, like everything kind of went their way, right? Like with their other lower picks, they got guys like you thought that were going to be. I like William Nylander. I think William Nylander is good, but I mean, like Mitch Marner, who people are going to be like pining over to that, so the Sharks can pay fucking $14 million to come to this team. I don't want Mitch Marner anywhere near this fucking team. I'm sorry. I already watched this play out for the San Jose Sharks. I don't need another round of just this. Because I feel like as Sharks fans, like we seen that. I mean, we probably won more first round series than the Toronto Maple Leafs have in their little window of whatever. But I mean, fuck.
Yeah, it's just it's
like
tough.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I'm up here, so like obviously all I hear is like how much people like, and maybe it's just like it's tainted my view of him. But I don't want Marner near this team.
So I put up a poll on, if you're watching us live right now, which Leaf fits the Sharks best, and we have four options there. We have Mitch Marner, of course, he's a UFA. Uh, you know, John Tavares is a UFA, and currently Scottsdale, Arizona's Austin Matthews up there, because who knows about that, because he seemed like he was silent through that. And of course, no Leafs, no, which, you know, I want you to, if you're saying no to any Leafs, I want you to tell me, how do you get the Sharks to the cap floor in that case, because I just have a feeling somebody that wore a Maple Leaf sweater is coming here.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe, right? I don't know. But like, I'm not pining for it. Like, I'm not. Am I going to come on here and throw a hissy fit if the Sharks sign Mitch Marner? No, probably not. But if you ask me right now, like, obviously, that's like, the fuck do I get? Like, I don't get a say in this. The Sharks don't care what I think. So, if that's the plan, that's the plan. If it happens, it happens. But like, I don't know. But if you're going to ask me, like, would I advocate for it? I no, man. I just no. I
yeah.
don't want to.
Only free agent I like is Andrew Mangiapane. I'm not. I wouldn't mind that.
I like
Uh,
Mitch.
basic, no. Trade second pick for Matthews. No, not going to happen. No.
No, I don't think. Like, I don't know. They can exploit. They can extend him next year.
No, Matthews is re-upped.
Oh, who am I thinking? I thought they had someone else that was good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm trying to think. I watched so much hockey. I'm sure there's someone who's up next year. Maybe it's Connor McDavid's up next year. I don't know.
Yeah, McJesus is available.
Okay.
I think if the Leafs, or excuse me, if the Oilers don't do anything, which would be absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean Nylander and Matthews are UFAs for a very long time for that. So, and a bummer that Max Domi isn't, because it seemed like he was like the only Leaf that showed up. Um, I do find it funny. I don't know if you've seen it, like, in whether it's social media or
Rob
on
Iman
like
saying Toronto is the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. No, because I remember the Dallas Cowboys won Super Bowls in my lifetime. So nope, nope.
yeah, no. Thank you for your $5.99 super chat, by the way, Rob.
Yes, let's hit that.
Mammoth are Yeah, Mammoth are going to pay Marner stupid money this off season.
Yeah, I can see it. I think Utah would be a team that would throw some silly money around to try and push themselves over the thing. I don't know, man. Like, again, I think it's just like, when I look at everything here, and maybe I'm being dumb about this, but I don't know. Like, what is Mitch Marner's stat line this game? Like, I don't think it's very good. Uh, is there a stat line for
I
yelling at your
mean,
bench and then turning over the puck immediately after? Maybe.
yeah, but I mean, you scored 2 goals on home ice in 2 critical games. I think you question everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously, the finger pointing is definitely currently being at Brendan Shanahan, among other things.
Oh, I think, look at, like, this is the. I think if you're Toronto, right? Like this, I know we've been saying, like, before. It's like, oh, can the core four survive this? But to me, at this point, you've got guys that are up as free agents. Like, this is how, like, it just makes, isn't that the perfect exit point for some of these guys to break it up? But, like, you just don't re-sign them, right? And it's not like you're trading them for pennies on the dollar. I mean,
No,
you look at, they're going to walk for nothing, but I mean, that's being a playoff team, right? You don't sell your, unless you're the Colorado Avalanche, you don't sell your guys before the playoffs.
right. Uh,
And like, and the Colorado Avalanche, that didn't work out in their favor either, because Miko
right.
Rantanen ended up being back in their division in Dallas, and where are they now? They are now golfing. But,
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I so you can't. What were they supposed to do? You can't trade guys because you're going to get pennies on the dollar for them.
right.
And then what? Right? Like,
You're
this
you
this has to be it.
you're going to probably see some crazy weird draft day Auntie Niemi like trade, where they trade the rights to so and so to have an extra few days to negotiate, and hopefully you get something. It ain't gonna happen. Felix,
Yeah, I don't.
go ahead.
Like,
Sorry.
I feel bad. Like, but I do feel bad though, because I think, like, again, like I think they did everything. They did everything right. It just, for whatever reason, it hasn't worked.
Yeah. Felix saying we've probably won more first round series than the Leafs. LOL. Well,
Well,
if you
yeah.
go
If
back,
we go back,
to let's say you know what, let's say Austin Matthews rookie season when they first made the playoffs. Yes, they have. They've actually won through. Let's see, they beat. They swept Anaheim in 2018. They beat Vegas. They beat Colorado in 2019. That's
Mhm.
3 series. That's one more than
Yeah,
than the Toronto Maple Leafs have in that same grant.
yeah. I don't know, but
Time.
it's been the same. I don't know, like it's the same frustration though, right? Like there's never. I don't know.
I mean, where do you go if you're Toronto? I mean, that's
That's
probably the
I don't
biggest
know, and
question.
that's the thing. I think that if you're, I think in this situation, like again, you have an exit for some of these guys, right? Um, so I mean, you have a guy like John Tavares, is unrestricted free agent, Mitch Marner, unrestricted free agent. Like this, if you're going to break it up, like this is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
But what do you do? I don't know. I mean, they thought they brought in the, they thought they brought in the coach that was going to
sure.
help them not have this happen again. Um, but I don't know, man. Like I think, like it sucks because again, like it kind of defies logic a little bit.
Yeah.
It really
So
does.
it's I don't know what Toronto does, and you feel for a fan base that's just like
I do. I do.
that
I
just
do.
gets
Like
teased so
a lot of
badly.
my friends, like again, I'm up here. Like a lot of my friends are Leafs fans, and they're and they're devastated. It sucks for them. Like I do feel bad for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We've been there. I mean, let's be honest here. We've been there in this realm, but you know, Doug Wilson was always willing to change things up, change the nucleus of the team. I mean, it's just just tough luck. I mean, I kind of look at it as reverse of everything. We are like the 14, 15, 16, 17 Leafs where they're just trying to get those early picks.
Hmm.
There'll be a lot of pain, lots of pain, as
Hmm.
Badcock said back then. Now we got the top guy in Celebrini,
Well, it's just
among
that's what I
others.
mean, right? And that's why, like, look at I try to be a positive person. Maybe not as positive enough. People have said I can be pretty negative on the show, but like this is the worry, right? This is you can do like again. This is a situation where Toronto did the rebuild. They did everything right. Like again, Austin Matthews is the best player drafted first overall, not named Connor McDavid,
Yeah,
right?
and it's not wrong. And to have over 400 goals before you've hit 10 years in the league, and you had 2 seasons where you didn't have a full season.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal. The question is now, when does he break Alexander Ovechkin's record? I'm just putting that out there.
He's
So
on pace. I mean, he's got to stay healthy, but he's on pace. So
right,
you see, I don't like again. I it just it then this is the danger, right? Like you can do everything right and things can still go wrong.
yeah,
And I wish I could I wish I could put my finger on like what it is, but I mean, at some point, like I think there's going to have to be significant changes. I just it's weird though because like again, I feel like it kind of defies logic a little bit. Now look at again, like I think that it should be said. I think Wall was fine, but I think Anthony Stolar has played the playoffs a lot better when he was before he got hurt, and
yeah.
I think
Oh,
that sucks. And look at if this wasn't year 9 of this, right? If this wasn't year 9 and and this happens, you could write this off as if this happened in a bubble,
yeah,
then then whatever, you just write, okay, well, this, our goalie went down and whatever. I mean, the way they lost games 5 and 7 are not good, but you could kind of rest your hat on that. But after the 9th year of this, how you can't, there's no more such thing as like in a bubble, like there's no excuses left.
yeah. No, there isn't. There has to be change.
Mhm.
And if there isn't, I mean, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't know how many jerseys or hats or beers went on the ice during that third period, but I mean, I kind of don't blame the fans, you know. And at the same time, it's just painful to see. Painful.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had fuck you money to go to pay for that ticket price and then leave without not only leave in the third period, like halfway through the third period, but also without my jersey and hat. Like, I wish I had that kind of fuck you money, man.
Right.
Fuck, right?
Yeah. It's just tough, you know.
Yeah, and
And
like, and Rob saying like Shanahan has to do the price at some point. Yeah, I think I
right.
can't imagine like I think you have to make changes. I think Shanahan probably is out at this point, but I don't know.
Yeah. Sleepy saying, someone check on Steve Dangle, please. I'm genuinely asking. He's going to be fine.
He'll be fine.
Although, to quote him, the most frustrating team in the history of hockey.
Is
Yeah.
your team?
Yeah, it is his team.
Well, I mean, it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's if it's your, it's always going to be your own team. That's the most frustrating team because
Right.
that's the
But
one you have the investment in.
what I'm just going to say, though, is Steve, Adam, Jesse, I'm just saying, if you need a team to jump on, sorry, I didn't mean to put the glare on you there, Jesse. If you need to, come on, darn thing, you know, it should have it. If you need to jump on another team, you know, by all means, you're already rocking the Teal guys. So just putting that out there. Big love to all you guys. I was going back and forth with Adam right as
Hit the
Domi
super
scores.
chat.
Oh, we got another super chat. Oh, terrific. But where are we? Oh, John Swenson. What kind of offer sheet does Greer make for Nyes this offseason or Paterka?
He can't. The problem is that to make it in a situation where the Leafs will blink at it, you would have to give up draft capital. You probably don't give up, but the big issue is that the Sharks don't have their thirds. Which and in order to do an offer sheet, they have to be your picks that
Right.
you give up in the offer sheet. The Sharks do not have their thirds.
Which we saw the Blues do grab
Mhm.
back, I think was it Pittsburgh? And I thought it was somebody else that had St. Louis picks that they had. They went back so they can do offer sheets with those two Edmonton Oilers, which
Yeah, they could,
I,
but I mean, they could get their third back. But are you? But here's the problem, right? Like we all want them to take a step next year,
right.
but they're not taking a step that they're going to be out of the lottery. Do you really want to give up a first when even if they move up and the chances aren't like as good as they were this year to be at the top of the lottery? Are you giving up even a 9% chance of Gavin McKenna? I'm not.
No, dear Lord.
That's right. Like I don't like that's my opinion. Is that I'm not giving that up.
Never gonna give it up and never gonna let you down. Sorry. Okay, moving on. I'll spare the singing, guys. But yeah, California cruising. Crosby to the Sharks after him playing with Celebrini at the Worlds. You want to touch up on that? I mean, let's be honest here, guys.
Who else is on that line?
Oh, Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, like if you think like Sidney Crosby's going anywhere at this point in his career, is it to San Jose or Colorado? If he's moving at all, like let's be honest here. It's good. I look at. I think to get in the Worlds for a minute, right? Like I think it's awesome that uh, that Macklin's being trusted to play with those guys, and I think what a great experience that is for him.
Yep.
Because I mean, if you look at if you're going to learn something from anybody, even if it's just over a few weeks, like you could do a hell of a lot worse than Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon. Let me tell you.
Seriously, I think it's just so wonderful that it's kind of just been given to him, but not the least of which seizing the opportunity
Yeah,
is paramount, I think, above all of this.
yeah, I know. I think it's great. I think it's a great experience for him. I think it's, and again, it's just like to learn from those guys, right? And then like Macklin Celebrini has been around elite athletes his entire life. Um, so I mean, like, so he's already picked up from things, but to continue just picking up from things like from a guy like Sidney Crosby who has 3 Stanley Cups. Last I checked, Nathan McKinnon has a Stanley Cup, um, and just the way that like the way they train, the way they approach the game and stuff, like it's awesome. Like it couldn't be a better situation for Macklin Celebrini to be in this summer than that.
Right. I mean, it's the best situation, and for Will Smith, let's be totally honest here too. He had another assist in USA's 5-0 win over Denmark. Well, that's really early. That is the wrong one I was looking at. But I mean, he's been getting in multiple assists in this tournament, and I've been looking at the promising of all this, and that's the one I was looking at. Kazakhstan, not Denmark, Dag Nabbit. But I mean, you're looking at the international experience.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little scared when USA got shut up by Switzerland, but the guys have been picking up points. I've been liking what I've been seeing here and there, but overall, your thoughts with the, I mean, those two, and let's not forget, Wenberg in Sweden.
I've been just catching highlights and stuff through, like, I don't care about the Worlds, man.
And let's be honest here too. It's not like they're readily available streaming. Like the NHL and the NHL Network just.
If I wanted to watch them, I could, because I'm already like gonna re-up for TSN for the Memorial Cup. So I mean, if I really wanted to, I could. I don't care.
And that's the thing. You're fortunate you have TSN up there for it, but the tough part is my God, you have NHL Network, and it's not streamed. It's not streamed. I don't understand why, unless you go on a pirate ship, which if you're watching from an office, you can't really log on to. It's just frustrating in that realm, and you're trying to grow the game, and it's just meh. I mean, beyond meh. It's just bleh. So, let me see where I'm trying to pull up Will Smith this whole time. There you are. 4 assists in 6 games, so he's added an assist since we last talked about it. +5. I mean, I know plus minus is kind of overrated, but nice to have.
It's especially in a tournament like this where you're going to play against a lot of really weak teams.
Yeah.
Right. Are you really going to be like, I'm sure if you went down like the plus minus on Canada, like you'd see a bunch of really, right. And is that really like indicative of anything other than congratulations, you beat Kazakhstan 17-1, like, right.
You're true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's so I kind of like, and USA, like, I don't think they brought their best team by any stretch of the imagination. They're still an NHL laden roster. They should still have their way with a lot of these other countries that they're playing with. I know they lost a game. I think it was to Switzerland.
Yeah,
I believe. But I mean, other than that, like, there's going to be teams that they're absolutely going to beat up on. And it's, oh wow, you're +5 again. Who did you play? Like Latvia? Great.
Yeah. I mean, Kazakhstan, Norway, Hungary.
No, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, though?
Yeah. No, I totally get you on here. Let's see. What do we got going on in the chat? Marty T.
Yeah, I want to say something here. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I look at, I don't want this to come off as like we're punching down on the Leafs. It's not what I'm trying to do. In fact, I think like I've tried to avoid us like just being like coming off as all superior.
God,
look at us,
No.
This isn't punching down. I think it's just talk.
Yeah. No, we're not punching down. I'm just like, you got to do something. I mean, you just can't run it back. I mean, Doug Wilson always changed things around drastically to try to find it, and it worked around Marlowe and Thornton. Yes, Chichu went bye-bye. Nils Ekman went bye-bye. you had Danny Heatley, you tried Martin Havlat, didn't
Yeah.
work. You tried a few other guys, then and they
Yeah.
found a way. But after so many kicks of the can, and it's being Toronto, let's be honest,
It
it's
doesn't help. Yeah.
so. All right. So that being said, USA 4-1-0-1 with a goal differential of plus 17 in Group B. They're like tied for second, although Czechia has played a one fewer game, while Canada is 5-0 and has a goal differential of plus 26.
Yeah, that's it, right. So it's like you almost have a plus minus, like
What?
when your team differentials plus 26. Like, so imagine some of the numbers that those guys have.
Oh man, who is the? I mean, so Samuel Urson, Emil Heineman, and who else are the goaltenders for Sweden who've only allowed 3 goals in there? That's just crazy. Cool. All right. Let's move on
Okay,
to let's go with the West. We'll stay with the Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
sure.
And actually, no, I'll tell you that. Let's go East. Let's go
Okay,
East
let's
first.
go east.
So that's your bracket so far in the East. We say goodbye to Toronto and Washington, and it's the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes, to quote Chris Cuthbert, for an all Southeast conference final once again. Your thoughts on this and what you thought of Carolina disposing Washington and Florida, coming back from
Yeah,
2 down.
I think like Washington obviously had a really good season. I think Washington, like, they did a lot of really good things in the offseason that really didn't look fantastic at the time, but really paid dividends in the end. I think like getting Logan Thompson was great. I think even though they didn't win, I thought they were really good in this series. He was really good in this series. I don't know, man. Like, but I just think Carolina's the better team, right? And Carolina is a team that needs to finally figure this out at some point. In this incarnation of the Carolina Hurricanes, they need to figure it out at this point. I don't know. Every year they're another team where it's like every year I think, oh, this is it. This is the year they're finally going to do it, right? And like
Right.
I don't like them against this Panthers team.
Yeah, I just
I don't like anyone against this Panthers team, to be honest. But
yeah, I'm kind of with you. As much as I want Burnsy to get one more crack at it, I don't see it happening. And honestly, Carolina will have home ice if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, here and look at and the thing with the Panthers is like they've played a lot of hockey, and you do wonder when that's going to catch up to a team like um, Carolina. Like again, Carolina, this is a team that needs to break through at some point, don't they?
They're due. I think we're saying the same thing that we were saying about Los Angeles against Edmonton.
Yeah.
They're due. They're due, and if they can find a way, they can find a way. So we'll see. I mean, for Florida, I think the only advantage Carolina is going to have right now is that they have some rest. Florida is a little beaten up.
Yeah, I think look at so far, knock on wood, um Freddie Anderson has been for the most part healthy. I know he had a little hiccup where he missed a few games, but he's been healthy so far and he's been actually really good. I don't think that's probably one of the because obviously everything else going on in the playoffs, I think that's one thing that's kind of flown under the radar a little bit is just how good Freddie Anderson has been in this playoff so far. So I think they might have the advantage in goal if he can stay healthy, which is always scary to say with Freddie Anderson, but he's been really good these playoffs, man. So if I was looking for reasons to pick the Hurricanes, I would point to that with the obvious caveat that he has to stay healthy, and so far so good. Yeah, I don't know. Like again, man, I like this Hurricanes team because I think there's like the way that they can plug in pieces for the most part, and everything just seems to work. You plug in a guy and it just seems to go. Like I think that's really commendable. I mean, obviously Randon didn't work out for whatever reason, but other than that, like everything else they've done there, guys have just fit in. I think Logan Stankoven's fit in there really well.
Yeah.
I if they were playing anyone else other than the Panthers, I would I would probably pick them at my own peril, because every time I finally get on board this Hurricanes team, they always blow it. Which like I don't know why I'm the kiss of death for the Carolina Hurricanes. If it was anyone other than this Panthers team, I would take the Hurricanes, but it's this Panthers team and I can't bet against them.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think the Carolina Hurricanes can be on the cusp. I think they might catch them early on in game
I think it's
one.
gonna be a good series. I think it's gonna be a really good series though.
Yeah. I don't think it can be a sweep like it was a couple years ago with these two teams. I think
I think
Panthers are
because
too
I don't
banged
think
up this time around.
Chuck's healthy either. Like I
Yeah.
think he's been playing something. I think he's playing through whatever it was that happened to him at Four Nations. So I don't know, man. Like this, I could find ways to try and talk myself out of it, but I'm gonna stick with my gut and I'm going Panthers in this series.
How many games?
6.
You had to do the 6. Okay, great.
Well, just look at
I say that because
let me let you in a little secret, and I've told this secret every year. I tell this secret. If I say blank in 7, it means it's a coin flip. I don't know.
got it. So
So
Panthers in 6.
Yeah, I always say 6.
I was gonna say Panthers in 6, but maybe they get in a little bit of an edge. They get that one game layoff, and Paul Maurice fixes their butts and gets them in the gear. I'll say Panthers in 5. I hope like hell I'm wrong, because I would love Burnsy to get one more crack at it.
Yeah, I want them to. I would like to see them break through, because I don't really have a rooting interest. It's funny, this playoff, there's no team that I've really latched onto. Like I've not bandwagoning anyone this year. I'm just kind of just watching the hockey, which is really weird, because usually I jump on a bandwagon somewhere, and this year I haven't done it. I can't jump on the Panthers bandwagon again. Like they already won. It's just like lame at this point. So I've just kind of been like just watching the hockey. I don't really have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, it's tough. Let's move onward to the West, and that's what the bracket looks like out there now. It's accurate this time, unlike like a couple episodes ago. Dallas takes care of Winnipeg.
You want to start there?
Yeah, we'll start there.
Okay. Yeah, Dallas obviously beats the Jets yesterday. I thought that was a pretty good game. I think again, like Connor Hellebuck, the way he started the playoffs wasn't good. I don't think he was bad in this Dallas series, especially like to end it. I thought he wasn't the reason they lost. And again, it was kind of funny. Like the goal that beat him, I think, was very similar to the one that beat him in the Four Nations too, right? Just guy wide open in the slot. Yeah, I feel bad for the Jets, because I think again it's another promising season where again, like this guy in the regular season looks like one of the best goalies in the world, and the playoffs come and everything kind of falls apart. And what do you do if you're the Winnipeg Jets? Like, no, you're stuck with them, not only because you have them under contract for whatever left, but like, who are you going to replace Connor Hellebuck with? Because you still have to be good in the regular season. Like if you're not good in the regular season, you don't make the playoffs, and then the playoffs don't matter, right?
Right.
I don't know, man. Like it's tough, right? And I think Dallas obviously, look at Mikko Rantanen's been a revelation for them. But I have questions, because I feel like, and we've seen this too. We've been on the wrong end of this. Like, isn't it the deeper Peter DeBoer teams go, the more the offense dries up?
It's usually been like that, but
I do worry about that against going forward. But again, like I think they're this deep team that they have to break through at some point, don't they? The Dallas Stars.
They have to. I mean, they're due. I mean, it helps that Rantanen's on this team. That's the big difference this time around.
Yeah.
And Wyatt Johnston and Jason Robertson and maybe Jamie Benn, besides sucker punching players and Tyler Sagan, following people around, will help out as well. I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt, but Curtis Pishelka with the mic drop on the Twitter machine. Ex-Sharks winger Jonah Gadjevich has as many playoff goals this year as Mitch Marner. Jonah Gadjevich?
No, I don't know.
Holy crap!
$15 million. Go sign up.
Oh man. Okay, where were we? Back to Dallas. I mean, Ottinger, I don't think has had a horrible game like Hellebuck has had in these playoffs. I think there's been times where he's been sus, but I mean he's played fairly well. He's kept them in the game and everything. And Dallas has
Jake Ottinger's been really good this playoff too.
Yeah, and Dallas is definitely beginning help all around. I mean, I think everybody would be on the Dallas bandwagon if another former Sharks captain was on this team still, but it is what it is there. As for Edmonton, I thought that series went by pretty quickly.
I was surprised. The Edmonton Oilers, man, like they are. It's silly, right? The Edmonton. It's funny how like it being up here, right? You want to contrast teams and like the teams that get attention or not. And I guess I'm going to dunk on the Leafs again. I'm sorry. But like the difference between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers are like when the chips are down, Draisaitl and Connor McDavid drag them over the finish line, and Austin Matthews and company do not. That's the difference between those teams.
Very good point.
It's this is hard because I think again like it's like Draisaitl and McDavid, regardless, and I don't think that they're the only ones doing it. Like I think they got a lot of contributions in the Vegas series from guys like Evander Kane and some of the other guys like Corey Perry. I think has been really good, as much as it wants to make me vomit in my mouth a little bit when I say that, but he's been really good these playoffs. Evander Kane's been really good. Like again, just names that make me want to vomit in my mouth a little bit, but like they've been really good and they've definitely provided some of that secondary spark. But when the going gets tough, like McDavid and Draisaitl always drag them over the line.
Yeah.
And
what leaders do.
Yeah. And if you look at their goaltending, right? Like this is the reason why it's so hard to put any faith in the Oilers, because again, like Stuart Skinner started, it was awful. And then they went to Calvin Pickard, who Calvin Pickard got W's, but he wasn't good. Like his numbers were not good by any stretch of the imagination, right? But like W's are what's mattered, and he gave them goaltending enough to win games. And then Stuart Skinner comes back in and like gets
two
a second
shutouts
chance and gets, and he pitches 2 shutouts, right? And it's hard, man. Like it's again, like I want to say Dallas, but like I just feel like at this point you're betting against, like going against Connor McDavid and Draisaitl at your own peril at this point. And it's like logically, I feel like when you look at like the completeness of that Dallas Stars team and how good Jake Ottinger has been, like that seems like it should be the easy pick.
Right.
But because of what Draisaitl and McDavid can do on their own, it's hard, man. I don't know, man. I'm going to take the Dallas Stars, but like, fuck, man, at my own peril, because I need to probably stop betting against Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid at this point.
I mean, obviously, I think the Dallas is more stacked, but
they're deeper. They're a better team overall,
right?
But they have one Mikko Rantanen, and the Oilers have 2 in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl that can just break a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's that one. It's if it weren't for those two guys, they one probably wouldn't be there in round three. But also, it's those two
Oh,
guys.
without
They
those
can
two
find a
guys,
way.
like this team isn't doing shit.
Oh
This
yeah,
team isn't even in the playoffs without those guys.
yeah. So it's it.
I know, right?
Well,
Like it's dumb, and those guys are so dumb. I just
Oilers in seven. I'll
all
do.
right, man. Well, there you go. Oh, I didn't give a thingy.
I'll go Oilers in seven.
Am I gonna go Stars in six? Fuck, I guess so. I
All
don't think
right.
it's gonna be a quick series. You want to talk about Vegas for a minute though, because obviously, like they bow
Yeah.
early quickly.
How's
Again,
it going, Tomash? Good to see you.
Aiden Hill was awful these playoffs.
That was Sharks Aiden Hill in the playoffs, and I think I saw AJ tweet out playing the role of Jordan Bennington was Aiden Hill tonight in some of those games, and it's just like when you get
Yeah,
in the head, you're living rent free. You're not focused on the game or the series.
yeah. I don't think like I think Aiden Hill was bad. I don't think like again people are kind of like. And I think, especially in our fan base, you're going to get that always like this. Like we're always waiting for the demise of the Golden Knights gleefully. Um, I don't know, but I'm starting to believe that maybe their best years are behind them. And again, they'll do something stupid this summer that will completely flip it on its head, and I'll buy in again. But like, I don't know, like again, it's a weird thing because I think like. Other than Aiden Hill, I thought they were okay. They were good. Like I thought Jack Eichel, once he got going, he got going. He was really, really good. But he just couldn't do it on his own, and sometimes you can't you just can't outplay bad goaltending unless you're
Yeah,
the Edmonton Oilers apparently.
yeah. I mean that was very surprising to see.
But I'm
Um,
fascinated to see what they do this summer because again, this is a team that always like every time you think they can't do anything else, they're like, oh, look at this, right? But it'll be harder. Like I think they're probably gonna be pretty upset. Like if I think there's, I think some people, it's always like the easy reaction, right? Like you look at the guy who's doing good that was there last year. And I think some Vegas fans are probably smarting a little bit because I think, yes, Logan Thompson lost that series and Carolina did take care of them with relative ease, but that wasn't Logan Thompson's fault that they were
oh
dispatched.
no,
Because I thought he was great, even though they may not have won, but I thought Logan Thompson was great. And so if when you're looking at what Aiden Hill did the year after Logan Thompson's no longer there, but I mean, Aiden Hill's the guy they committed to for 6 years, but unless they're going to send him to whatever dark hole they put Robin Leonard in, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. The off season is just going to get more interesting, and I believe McDavid can be re-signed in this off season. Correct?
Yeah, I think next year they can extend him.
Well,
That's what I was
next
thinking.
year they can extend him.
This coming season, like they have to wait till after
July
they
1st.
July 1st, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting one because if he doesn't, then oh man,
Sleepy in the chat saying Vegas and Tampa Bay Lightning in the same boat when it comes to their playoff window. They might be, man. Like, I think that they're going to be a team they're both going to be teams that are in the mix. I think people I don't think people are going to be as high. Like I thought the reason that I was so high on the Tampa Bay Lightning coming into the playoffs was because of the season that Vasilevsky had,
yeah.
and then the playoffs started, and he was very mediocre again. Um, I like Jake Gensel. There's things in Vegas that I do like, or in Tampa, sorry, I do like. But I do agree. Like they're probably teams in this that are going to be very much in the same boat for me. Where I think going forward, I might pick them to win a round, maybe two, but then at that, depending on who they play. But I'm not. I'm not all in. I'm never going to be all in. Like the Golden Knights will have to show me again that they can do it before I'd be like all in on a deep Golden Knights run.
Yeah. That will be an interesting offseason as well in Vegas. I mean, they
Yeah,
usually do a splash.
they always it's like, oh well, they're capped out. What are they going to do? They always do something, right?
It's
Again,
like,
like maybe they'll find whatever hole in the earth that they shoved Robin Leonard in. Maybe they can shove Aiden Hill in there and like, you know,
yeah.
bring in Thatcher Demko. Who knows? Fuck.
Oh God.
I
Jeez,
don't know.
Louise. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it's Vegas and they always do shit like that. Like next
I
thing you know,
agree.
Connor Hellebuck's a Vegas Golden Knight, and you're like, how did this happen?
Don't put that in the freaking universe,
What
Ian.
do I care? The Sharks aren't good, man. Like the Sharks, like the Sharks. This is the time where we need Vegas to be good because when the Sharks hit their window, Vegas will be coming out of theirs. Everything works out.
See, but that's what's kind of starting to happen.
No,
I mean,
that's
second
what you want.
round
See? Yeah.
exit, 5 games. I'm like, oh shoot. All right. Moving on. Uh, from going from night suck to 2 nights absolutely kicking ass. Uh, so this is gonna be painful for Ian. So let's get
It's
him to
fine.
take it easy. But the London Knights, what else is new? Are headed back to the Memorial Cup in the Canadian Hockey League on the heels of, let's be honest, probably the most spectacular play we've seen from a Sharks prospect in the playoffs and
Super.
juniors, and just unbelievable. I mean, just unreal what Casper Haltonen did in like
Casper
the last
Holtman went
nine
on an
periods.
absolute tear. I mean, Casper Holtman went on a tear. Sam Dickinson set the record for points as a defenseman in the playoffs for the London Knights. I think he's also fourth overall in like just points as a defenseman in franchise history. And if you look at some of the players that have put on the London Knights sweater, I mean, it's really something to behold. Yeah, I'm fine cheering on my Sharks guys. Obviously, I'm gonna root for the Sharks prospects, man. But I can't, like, the second those guys are gone, I cannot tweet. Like, I'm just gonna tweet "fuck London" in the biggest letters that I can absolutely find, and it's gonna feel so fucking good.
Oh man. So I mean, just 8 goals in 8 periods for Haltonen. I mean, as you mentioned too. I mean, Sam Dickinson went on a tear as well.
Yeah, Sam Dickinson was really like again like, and this London Knights team is just silly. They're silly good.
I mean,
But I mean the whole field's really good. Like if you look at the rest of the field for the Memorial Cup, there's the
yes.
who's hosting?
Rimouski is hosting.
Right. So
Moncton got in as well.
Moncton's really good. Medicine Hat's there. Like Medicine Hat, like
Oh,
it's gonna be like such a silly. It's gonna be a silly good tournament. I don't know if you can watch it in the States, but like if you can find a pirate stream, I think like these games are going to be really good and they're going to be worth tuning into.
I want to say I thought yes. So TSN and RDS and all that, up in the Great White North. In addition to full coverage from there, the Memorial Cup will be available to stream live for free on Victory Plus for viewers outside of Canada. So that is going to be very cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good because you look at Medicine Hat. Medicine Hat has a guy who you're going to hear a lot of talk about next year in Gavin McKenna. Um, so I think like he's going to be fun to watch because you're going to see again like um, you're going to hear a lot of that name next season as people embrace the tanks.
Yes. So if you are watching next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, London will play Moncton on Saturday at 3 p.m. local time here. Then Rimouski at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And then they'll play back on Tuesday against Medicine Hat to kind of finish out their round robin portion of the thing. And for those, I know we have some very knowledgeable viewers of this program, but for those who aren't knowledgeable of the Memorial Cup layout, it's basically a round robin and then a semifinal and then a final.
Correct. Yeah, it's a single elimination tournament.
So it should be a fun one. Go Haltonen, go.
Yeah, and like
Go.
London. So, and for those that don't know, London last year, they were in the final game and they got upset by Saginaw in the last few minutes of the third period. Like they were cruising to the Memorial Cup after they went there, and Saginaw was the host team last year. With another guy Sharks fans will might get very familiar with, in Michael Misa.
Yes.
Yeah, they were, and the Saginaw Spirit upset the Golden Knights. So the Golden Knights, the London Knights. They're the
That's how
same
it
fucking
feels,
team. I
right?
hate them both. Yeah, I hate them both on the same level, to be completely honest. Um, yeah, so I think so. London Knights obviously going in there with are going to be going in there with a chip on their shoulder. They've had Alvin, but again, like this Medicine Hat team's really good. This Moncton team's really good. I think Rimouski's pretty decent as well. It's this is my favorite. This is probably my favorite. Like unless the Sharks are in the playoffs, like this is my favorite hockey of the year. Again, like it doesn't. I watch it every year without fail. I love it. I think it's the best hockey usually like you'll find, other than maybe like if you're looking for like the World Juniors is also really good. Obviously, there's like national, you have rooting interest because you're rooting for your
Right.
country or whatever. And I don't always have a dog in the fight in the Memorial Cup, but I love the hockey, and I think aside from the World Juniors, I think it's the best hockey in Canada at that level.
No, it's absolutely exciting when I'm able to see it. I freaking love it because you know it's the closest thing to get to a playoff intensity in the junior ranks, so we'll see.
It's going to be interesting because I just in the chat here quick, like
For it.
to a lot of people saying like bringing up Sam Bennett as far as like a target for the Sharks this summer over Mitch Marner. I wonder if the Toronto Maple Leafs
Go after.
go after Sam Bennett, because that's what I would do. I would walk Marner and go after Sam Bennett. I
I'm
think
I'm curious, and a guy and his dog saying I rather see Bennett or Ehlers. I'm kind of the same lane. I would love to have Nikolai Ehlers on this team.
I would like, yeah, I like Nick Ehlers too. I this team needs some snarl, and that's why I kind of like Sam Bennett. Like I
Yeah,
think,
I'm with you too on that.
but I do worry though that like Sam Bennett is a good piece on a very good Florida Panthers team, and I do worry that someone's going to pay him a lot of money, and when he's not in that Florida Panthers system, that maybe he's not as it's going to be interesting to see where he goes next and how well he fits in to that team if the Panthers don't keep him. I do think there's a little risk of buyer beware or Sam Bennett, but at the same time, like I've advocated for that to be a target for the Sharks because I think they need some fucking snarl, man. This team
Yeah,
has no fucking snarl.
yeah. You gotta have to use one of their old slogans for marketing purposes. Hockey with megabyte would be something really big for the team going on. And we'll finish the poll question here. Ricky making 1 point. The Leaf that best fits the Sharks' need is Carlo, and he wasn't even on the poll.
Yeah, Brandon Carlo's a good. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. We'll end the poll here. Thank you to 95 of you who voted on it.
Oh,
So
thanks.
much appreciated. This was a tough one. 41% say no, Leafs no. On there, 38% say Mitch Marner, 15% say Matthews, 4% for the guy who was almost a Shark, John Tavares. But I kind of like Harlow. I mean, that's the thing.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not terrible. I haven't put a ton of thought into it. I'm
Yeah.
picking the carcass of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Right.
With the wrong,
I feel for. I mean, even Marchand's commenting he feels bad for Toronto. Sharky boy, only 17 likes, and there's 85 people watching. Come on, do us a
yeah, we probably
favor.
got like a bunch of downvotes from Toronto people.
Oh,
Thinking,
I'm sure. Whatever. But let's get the likes up, gang. Let's make that happen. Puck guy was part of that 50%. Okay. As much as I love Ceremony native Austin Matthews, I don't like Scottsdale, Arizona's Austin Matthews when he just does not show up. You need to be a better leader than that.
I don't think he was healthy.
No, and I think that's going to be the big thing down the road is how banged up this
And
team
no,
is.
and
Not that
again,
it's
like I
excuse.
think, and again, like and I just it's easy to see a guy have bad performance and then just kind of he probably wasn't healthy and kind of just hand wave it away with that. And I don't think that's what I'm doing. I just think this is year 9, so at some point you like there's just no excuses anymore. Like you can't. There's nothing you can do to excuse it. At some point, you just have to win a fucking hockey game or 2 hockey games.
Especially 2 hockey games where you're just getting owned 11-2 at home. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Joni Mahoney, nobody's talking about signing Evan Bouchard. Now, he is arbitration eligible, so he is an RFA for the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, I would think he's due for a pay raise, but I'm a little sus about Bouchard. Great offensive minded numbers, but his defense has been called out a few times in these playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Outstanding. Moving on.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here.
You're good. You see what you got. We'll load up the next topic, which is one that we forgot, and this is right up my alley.
Okay.
Boy, hey, we actually have a name in Utah.
Oh yeah.
We forgot to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I'm bummed it wasn't Yeti, but I'll be like, yeah, I'll take Utah Mammoth. I think that one is pretty sharp. Even though and nice on them to get the blessing from Stan Kroenke
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado to get the okay for it. Here, come on, let me see. Can we add the scene? No, we can't add the scene. That's awesome.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, I was trying to get the PDF up, but it just wasn't working. But the Utah Mammoth, I'm bummed that they aren't going to have new, updated uniforms because I thought, okay, they're okay. But this logo kicks butt. I love the Easter egg of Utah, the state outline in the mountain. I think that was a cool touch.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like this. I know some people were really kind of bagging on it. I think I think it's one thing is it's like it's very you can tell like the era of design because I think a lot of logos that are kind of in this time look like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when they were talking about like when they were looking at to do branding and whatever, and they said that they wanted to like include the mountain range. So I like how the mountain range is kind of hitting in
Yes.
there. I like I like you said, the Utah State's kind of in there, and I dig it, man. I don't know why people are so upset about it. I think it's cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like people are like, oh, there's no purple, but I mean, if it's not my team, so it's like it's not for me. But I still think it's cool, and I think it's better than the Utah Hockey Club. Like,
yes, yeah, no, totally.
I think it's the dumbest shit.
I see. I thought like that copper that Edmonton used, or the bronze that the Caps used with their eagle logo. I thought that would be a nice touch as a third color, but I get it. A powder blue and black and white. I think it works. So
I think it's fine. Like it's not for me. So
yeah, and that's the big thing.
They didn't design it for me. I'm a Sharks fan. I'm not changing allegiances. So
oh boy. All right. So let's wrap it up with this part here. The Sharks are on the verge of nearing a long-term lease at SAP Center.
Yes.
They on Saturday, San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan had the State of City event that the city and the Sharks are nearing a 25-year agreement. The original report came out of the Mercury News, and obviously Brody Brazil mentioned it on the Sharks YouTube channel. That the mayor said that they would invest heavily in the 32-year-old building after a new agreement is agreed upon via vote next month. There was a lot of talk about maybe the arena green getting a cleanup. And let's be honest here. If you've ever been across the street from the Shark Tank, it had a merry-go-round. It was supposed to be a really cool place. Now let's see if will the Sharks, if they can acquire that land or part of it, will they use it to create their own entertainment district per se? Um, but Ian, this is a really nice thing. It definitely throws away the chances of the Sharks are moving to Quebec City or Atlanta or
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah. I mean, I would never buy into any rumors of like, oh no, the Sharks, they don't have a place to play. Like, this was always going to get sorted out. And I know like some people are going to be like, oh, that building's kind of old or whatever. And I've never been. So I always hate when I have to talk about this shit because like I don't have any context, right? Like I've never been in SAP Center. So what the fuck do I know? What I do know is this though. Um, you
Soon, we hope.
can, well, yes, soon. But what you can do is you can upgrade an arena, right? Like you can improve a currently existing arena. I know it's very in vogue right now for an arena to last 30 years and then to go and go scoop up a bunch of taxpayer dollars to get a new one. Like, isn't Philly getting a new building? This will be
Philly's
the
getting a new
third
building.
building they've had in my lifetime, which is just crazy to me. Um, and obviously, look at SAP Center is at Madison Square Garden. Obviously, like Madison Square Garden, very historic building, very whatever. And obviously, I think in a situation like where New York is like, if you don't have Madison Square Garden, where do you put a new arena?
Right.
Right? I think that would be a gigantic issue. But I think when people are like, oh, it's so old or blah blah blah, you can't do it. Like I feel like all you have to do is point to Madison Square Garden, which has gotten renovated again and again and again. And as from all accounts, again, I've never been in Madison Square Garden, but from people that I've talked to that have, like, just can't speak to how good of a building that is given its age and given the upgrades that they put into it and everything else. So yeah, I look at, man, I'm glad for obviously the Sharks fans that, like that's not going to be a talking point. Like, oh, where are they going to play? Because people will talk about, oh, what about the Golden State's arena, right? Which was not built with hockey in mind at all, and that's
No,
never good. And like, so I'm glad that this is not going to be something that we have to waste time on, going on
right.
shows coming like next year. Be like, oh, like we'll get
Save our
17
Sharks.
super chats every time. I was like, where are the Sharks going to play next year? Oh my god! Like, I'm so glad this isn't going to be a talking point. But beyond that, I can't really, like, what am I going to say? I've never been in the building, so.
So, and fingers crossed. And I think I saw, who was it? Paul Medina at Puck Guy 14. Can we change that? Operation Ian goes to an actual Sharks game. I mean, he has gone to an actual
I
Sharks
have
game.
gone to an extra Sharks game, just not in SAP Center.
Right. So,
Look, we're waiting for the schedule next year, and then we will talk more once
yes.
the schedule comes out this summer. There is a trip coming. It's just a matter of, I don't know, our country not getting invaded, and and there's a couple of things that could throw a wrench into it. Obviously, like if the dollar super tanks, that would be very bad. Obviously,
Yeah.
um, and or if something other weird shit happens where I couldn't get in. But as of right now, it's an issue of waiting for the schedule to come out this summer, and then we will have something to announce at some point.
Yes, indeed. Paul Medina also trying to double down, make it Leafs versus Sharks game, and bring Dangle with you. We would love to do that. I mean, we've like I
I'm
was
not going
saying,
to
we
sit
were
and talk to
going.
Dangle. I'm going to be the star of the show.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
that's a spirit, Ian. That's a spirit.
um, yeah,
And
look at, so I'm hoping, yeah, look at next year. That next year it is the plan again. There's just
yeah,
there's a few things that could obviously throw a wrench in it that um are things that are going to have to obviously keep an eye on as things go. I went, so I'm completely off topic here. I went across today because I live in a border city, so I went across the bridge to Sioux, Michigan today to grab a few things because
home of the
um,
Sioux Hunt.
uh, home of the Lake State Lakers, um, who won a national championship in like the 80s. Um, and today I came back. We got groceries, which sometimes, like, there's some things you can get over there cheaper. Like my son loves Lunchables, and like they're like more expensive over here, so we go over there. Like they're like a buck each or whatever. So we went across and we bought a bunch, but we came back and this time, and for the first time since all the shenanigans with the tariffs and shit came in, we actually got pulled into customs, and like they were like going through our receipt and made us pay tariff, which was awful.
Really?
Yeah, so we're like, oh, I guess we're not doing that anytime soon because
So, I didn't know you had Costco greeters at the border now. Okay.
yeah, no,
I
they did. They stopped at customs. Like how much? Like how many? Like 160 US, I think, is what we spent on groceries, and we had to go into our customs building, which is weird because I've been in the other side, obviously, but never on our side. Being Canadian, they don't really give a shit. They just like go home, have a nice day. Yeah, and it sucked. It was the worst. So
That's a bummer.
yeah, it's the
That's
worst.
that's a bummer. I hate to that you got to deal with that. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it is what it is. I knew we've gone across a few times. We've known that it's gonna be like eventually they were gonna start pulling people in and because they're doing their job and like I'm not mad at them. Like they're just doing their job, right?
No, I get.
It's
No,
not fun.
totally.
They're not happy about having to do it, but at the same time, like that's the thing. If you apply counter tariffs or whatever, like that's the shit that happens. But yeah, so I don't know. So that sucked. That's my completely off topic story of the day.
Hey, it's Sunday night. We needed a rant, okay? That works. That works. Joey Mahoney, before we get out of here, does anyone know where I can buy the black SJ Barracuda jersey? I can't find those. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
no one can.
yeah, they're the 10th anniversary legacy jerseys were in very like limited uber limited edition. You can't find them anywhere. You can't
Yeah,
even find them
they
on
just they're
AHL
not. Yeah, they're not on
at all.
HL. Like they didn't make enough of them. Apparently they are going to continue to be a thing going forward though. So hopefully they will get more in as we get closer to next year's AHL season because it's something that I would definitely like to pick up
Yeah.
if I make my way there.
Yeah. I just hope and I was trying to poke Ryan Ellis, who was helping us out with when Dangle and his crew were in town, and Nick Nolenberger's like, so you're making a white version of that one, right? And just saying, can you? Because that'd be
Mhm.
great. I mean, both of them are totally awesome. So, Shark Glass earlier. I really hope Celebrini doesn't invite Sid over for a sleepover.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. And
Could you
it's just
imagine?
him and Sid eating cookies with milk. It'd just be terrific. So
And Will Smith like outside in the rain in the
it's
window,
like,
just
hey, what the hell? Uh, yes. Felix, if we could have another Dangle Teal USA crossover, this would be the live stream to do it. But alas, yes, of course.
I feel look, I mean, I don't want to throw dirt on those guys right now, man. Like they've
Oh, they're
got
through
enough
pain.
going. They're going through enough, man. And like the last thing they want to hear about is me going like, well, back in 2014 when the Sharks did this, I felt the same. Like, I don't want to hear that right now.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. And Dana, I'm so sorry. I still have stuff that I got to send out to you. Be patient. Miss you, my friend. Good to see you on here.
Mhm.
Ricky, really quick before we get out of here, would you guys be interested in Marchand? I have a feeling he's going to go to the highest bidder after taking the hometown discount. By the way,
I think that again, like because of where the point that he is at in his career, like is he even looking at a team like San Jose looking to take like because I think this team's going to take a step next year, but they're not going to the playoffs, right? Like none of these guys are gonna like I think the Sharks might sniff around it, but I can't imagine if you're Brad Marchand, you're being like, yeah, I'm going to go there, right?
yeah, no, I get you. I get you. I mean,
Like
I think
I think that it'd be an interesting person for the Sharks to sniff around. I think, but I just think at the point where he's at in his career, you're chasing cups until it's over.
but I agree with you what you said earlier in the program. They need that snarl.
They do 100%. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
need that snarl, and I think that's the big one down the road.
Yeah, I
So
think Brad Marchand's gonna like. There's gonna be a lot of cup contenders that probably think they need a little more snarl, or they need, that little extra thing to drag them over the line. I think there'd be a lot of playoff teams, like a
yeah,
lot of legit cup contenders that would be interested in a guy like Brad Marchand. Where I just I think the Sharks could throw money at him, but what are they? Is he going to come here? No.
yeah. So I think we will wrap it up on this edition of Sunday Shark Bites, and that's where we will say, in case you miss anything, or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com. You're looking for the audio version, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If there is one that we aren't on, please let us know so we can remify that very quickly. But of course, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, hit that like button. It's free. It really does help us out. It really gets us into the algorithm tonight. Subscribe also does wonderful things too. So, but of course, when you do hit that notification bell, that will let you know when we do go on the air. Kind of like tonight, where we kind of were like, should we go on? Maybe not. Okay, cool. Let's go on.
Yeah.
After this one, and now the biggest fight up in Canada is, well, there's two of them. Is one will the Edmonton Oilers become the Team Canada that Calgary was in '04 or Vancouver was in '94 or whatnot? What says you up there?
Man,
Especially since it's Dallas, Carolina, and Florida.
right? It's gonna be like, oh, but those teams don't deserve hockey. Like, fuck off. Fuck, I hate my. Oh, I hate hockey fans sometimes. Yeah, look at. I don't know, man. I don't care. Again, like I've always said this, and I always say this again and again and again. Right? I don't care. I cheer for an American team to win the Stanley Cup every year because I'm a Sharks fan. I don't give a fuck. The Stanley Cup isn't about national pride. It's about making a lot of money and then hopefully winning something at the end of it. Like you don't put on you don't, you know what I mean? Like guys play throughout the league because they want to make money. It's not about national pride. It's about winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
It's about getting through with the guys that you are there with. I don't care. I've never bought into the, oh, got to get a cup back in Canada. I don't give a shit, man. I don't care.
It's kind of funny how I think it was in Florida, and I think there's a little bit in the United States
Oh yeah, and
or
then
in,
there's
in
already like
Dallas
I've
where
already
they're
seen on
saying
Twitter, right? Like,
USA, USA.
oh, like the fact that why Mitch Marner can't perform in the playoffs because he pays too much taxes in Canada. That's the real problem. He pays too much taxes. Florida, they don't pay taxes. It's such a horrible thing. That's why that's why if Mitch Marner only played in a place where he didn't have to pay so many taxes and he wasn't crippled by them on the ice, then fuck off.
To which I say thoughts and prayers to him if that's the
Fucking
case.
like fucking hell, man. Like the dumbest the dumbest shit that like we talk about as hockey fans. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Well, uh, the other fight that's going on in Canada right now, and I think it started off with Drake because Drake put down $1 million on the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, well, Drake needs I don't whatever again because of fucking
But Justin Bieber was in the building tonight, to which Champagne Poppy said, "Bieber curse."
well.
Who cursed the Leafs tonight?
The fucking like imagine like thinking like watching the way that team performed and like looking at it's Justin Bieber's fault they couldn't like yeah.
Hey,
It's the
you know what?
taxes. It's Justin. It's never that these guys just don't perform.
You know what? In back in the day, it was Huey Lewis in the News,
Oh
or
God.
or gosh, why can't I think of
Breaking.
his name?
Famous Canadians, a Leafs fan. Who would have fucking thunk it? You know how many people are Leafs fans in this fucking country?
I can't wait for celebs to become Sharks fans once again. Neil Young bailed on the Sharks when the Jets returned, so
Look how that's
I
working
look
out
forward.
for them. Look at how's that worked out for the
Hey,
Winnipeg Jets?
hey, you know what? I feel for them. I definitely feel for Mark Scheifele. So before we go,
Yeah.
much love to the Scheifele family. To go through that, and
Yeah, that's
it's
for Mark Scheifele. Obviously that's super sad, and I think that it sucks the way and just how he kind of broke down on the penalty box there, and
oh yeah,
seeing him go through the line and talk to some guys, especially Marshman's kid, sorry. um I can't imagine what that's like, but
yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is true, big props to Dallas's owner, who apparently let Shifley use his private jet after the game to get home to his family.
Wow. And I also know the Dallas fans also pumped up the Winnipeg Jets Foundation with $55 donations, which is pretty cool.
Which is super awesome, right? So, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, thoughts with Mark Scheifele's family. I mean, I can't imagine. Fortunately, my parents are both still with me, but I couldn't imagine not having them. So, especially before a fucking game, like I don't even think I'd be. I don't know if I wouldn't be able to function. I mean, I understand it's the playoffs and everything else, but fuck, man, I don't know how you. I don't know how you get through that with the poise that Mark Scheifele did.
Yeah,
I just don't. Good, yeah. So good on him. Thoughts with his family, of course.
Yeah. So, with that, we will leave you for now. We'll be back with you. I mean, you want to do this again Sunday?
Yeah,
next Sunday. Fuck? Okay, cool.
Well, are we doing anything? Are we doing anything different?
No, not really. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, we'll be back Sunday.
Yeah,
might be earlier. Yeah, unless there's a game. Speaking
of which, I don't work tomorrow. This is why we could do this now.
I was going to say
up here.
Which holiday is that one up there?
It's Victoria Day.
Gotcha. And next Sunday, Stars and Oilers is Game 3 is at noon, local time here. So we'll get on. We'll get on during the fourth overtime.
Nice.
Of Stars and Oilers. So we'll leave you here. Thank you for watching. Appreciate each and everyone. Tell a friend. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And until then, keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real, teal. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great week. And we'll see you next time.